Ever wondered what an air dam is and why do people feed them to their cars? Stay tuned to find out.
That's a good one!
Alright, welcome back to RuskiWeldFab, welcome back to YouTube. Air dam. You probably heard it before. When people feed their splitters, they talk about an air dam. What's an air dam? Well, an air dam is basically a frontal sort of barrier like that prevents air going under the bumper or around anywhere. So effectively it's like a water dam, air dam, so to speak. So what it does, it diverts all the air and it creates high pressure at the top, meaning that more air goes inside the radiator and also high velocity air goes underneath. I'll probably just sort of confuse myself and you even more by saying all the wrong terms, but that's effectively the gist of it. But as you can see on my splitter, it's effectively 90 degrees to the splitter itself, and it's quite a large frontal area. And I have a feeling that it's creating quite a significant amount of drag, even though it gives you quite a bit of downforce. So what I have in plan, we need to beat that Darren Spooner and his spooks Peugeot. So as you can see, my splitter is protruding 150 millimeters. There is plenty of space to make a small radius. Catch my drift? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask the whole frontal area off, and then I'm gonna use expanding foam and basically build up a curved radius with foam, and then we're just gonna shape it to whatever shape design I think would look good, and then we'll just cover it in Kevlar. What else? I might even leave foam in there because obviously just no weight, but I think 2-3 layers of Kevlar will be absolutely fine. And then I will be able to remove the original air dam that I have, which is out of D-bond, and the aluminium brackets. So that will probably save me maybe a kilo of weight as well, and also it will look more aerodynamic and more Kevlar on the car. All right, let's get started. Well, once your foam dries, you're left with this kind of monstrosity. I've tried a few different tools already, I know how to sand it. So now effectively what I need to do is let my creativity flow, you know, all those juices and stuff, and completely freehand send it to whatever shape I think would be best. But ultimately what we're trying to achieve is have a sort of nice curvature to it. Effectively stop being at 90 degrees sort of air blocker essentially, and just make it a bit more smooth. I'm not sure. I think the biggest complication will be sort of doing the sides, because obviously I have my amazing end plates. And by the way, if you guys missed the video how I made those amazing pieces of F1 technology, link is in this corner or this corner, I don't know, you'll find it. So yeah, because they sort of sit like this, like that, we don't want to sort of block this airway, blah 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 blah. Enjoy the time lapse. As you can see, the shape is kind of there. I think I'm quite happy with this. So basically the front is sort of just a small slight radius with a bit of a more indentation. On corners we have a bit of a sort of more flat, and the sides, probably you can see it here better, they kind of go more flat to the bottom and then kind of kick out. I reckon, you know, from this far away, that looks absolutely sick. So the next step of the process, I made a bit of a mistake. There was too many holes, and then I filled it with extra foam, and then it's just a little bit too uneven, so I can't really make it perfectly flat because, well, this is a cheap foam. So what we're gonna use, and that's actually a proper way of doing it when you're doing something like this with foam, you cover it with filler, and then obviously the filler can be sanded nice and smooth. So I'm using the Evercoat Metal Glaze Ultra whatever stuff. Basically I have it left from when I was doing the bumper. Already done this corner just to sort of test it how it flows, and it's absolutely fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna cover the whole thing with filler and then start sanding and make sure that the shape is absolutely flat. And then, although it's only applicable to my Clio, because I was thinking I could actually take a mold and then I can offer them as air dams, RuskiWeldFab air dams, but because my bumper is quite unique, it's not even a Mark II bumper, it's Mark II, but it's like the poverty version Clio, so I don't think that would be useful to anyone really, so we'll just make a one-off.
3 weeks later.
Literally after days of sanding and applying things to it, the shape is complete. What you see now is basically how it's going to look. This is effectively a plug. Haters will say, oh my god, you have the knowledge and the tools, why don't you do it properly? Well, just because I'm lazy and I think this is good enough for a race car. So effectively what I've done, it's foam underneath and then 3 different layers of filler, and then I obviously smooth it all out, so the shape is absolutely there. In an ideal world, what you would need to do, you put pattern coat primer, and I was actually planning to do that, but the one I have is old and I had to throw it away, so I'm not gonna wait a couple of days and spend another 30 pounds just on that. So edge primer just to seal the surface, and then I'm gonna paint it with just gloss black or gloss white just to give it another sort of easier surface to release and apply the PVA to. But because we are not making a mold, like I said, this is literally unique, a one-off item. I'll never be able to sell it because this bumper is it's not even a sport bumper, so this shape is never gonna sort of fit to any other car, so it's pointless to even try and make a mold. Trust me, it will look absolutely sick once I'm done with it, because I've done plenty of skin parts. Yeah, let's just wait a little bit for it to dry, then apply some gloss paint, and I think it'll be literally ready to be molded. Originally I thought I would leave the foam on the inside, but I don't think I need the foam, because obviously I'll have either rivets or some M10 bolts around the perimeter, but the top will sit against the bumper edge, so it's never gonna sort of flex anyways, and because of this sort of compound shape I think it will be strong enough. So I'm planning to almost fell down there. I'm planning to put 2 coats, so carbon underneath, I have plenty of offcuts, and Kevlar just to cover it all up. It should be absolutely fine. So the PVA is nice and dry, so we're ready to use this as a plug, as a mold, if you will, to make our air dam. I already pre-cut pieces of carbon, so it's gonna be 3 layers. I'm gonna have 450 grams bottom layer, and then I might, still haven't decided, I might use e-glass as a filler just to have it sort of layer in between, or maybe even dialing. Probably dialing, you know what? Yeah, I think dialing. And then Kevlar. So because this sort of span, the whole thing is 2.2 meters, I am not gonna cut lengthwise, because A, it's a kind of a waste, because those pieces are 25 centimeters, so then I'll be left with 750 anyways. It's pointless. If I were to make this for a customer, and they are paying customer, obviously want proper quality, they don't want seams, then of course you have to factor all of this in. Because it's for me, I don't mind having sort of seam on the finished piece in a center. It's not a big deal. The same thing I've done on a thing. So for all of you haters who think like, oh, why is it so, it's because I'm saving money. It's all about being as economical as possible. So another piece will go from this side, and then I'll cut another piece to have as a filler in a center. So that's all good. The middle layer doesn't matter whether it's dialing or e-glass, as long as it fills the whole area, and it just basically as a middle layer. For Kevlar, again, this roll is 1.2 meters. If I were to cut 2.4, then I'm left with quite a bit. Actually, I wouldn't be left. I would be left with about 900. But still, I think I will just do it in 2 pieces and it will be absolutely fine. So let's mix some resin. I think I have enough. and let's lay it. But yeah, you see what I meant about before when I said that surface is not perfect for a mold, but it's perfect for skinning method, because thick carbon like this, like 450, it's brilliantly capable of covering every single small dent. Obviously you're not going to sort of press it inwards, so you kind of stretch it out, so once the shape is there, it will just sort of drape over the whole thing and it will be absolutely perfect. Air dam, almost complete. 12 to 18 hours wait, and then we can sort of demold it. I cannot wait to see how it looks. 3 layers, 450 gram carbon, dialing, and then 210 gram carbon Kevlar. So 3 layers. I reckon that should be plenty good for the strength because of the compound curve and the fact that we're gonna have either bolts or rivets on both sides. It will be absolutely fine because it's just gonna resist this sort of flow against the bumper. Anyways, details. Looks absolutely sick. I might coat it in XCR resin just because I want it to be as smooth as possible, and usually when your skin is not perfect, so might just cover it with XCR. I mean, a little bit of weight, a little bit, maybe 150 to 200 grams, but it will look just neat. We like it neat. Anyways,
The next day.
the part is dry. I cannot wait to take this off, trim it, and see how it looks on the splitter itself without sort of all the tape. But I think what I'm going to do now is, we want it smooth, right? We wanted the professional sort of finish. And I think it's a good idea, while it's still here, to coat it with the coating resin. I usually use the XCR epoxy coating resin. It has a slight sort of purplish tint to it, perfect for carbon. Not so perfect for Kevlar, but it's transparent mainly, so it doesn't really matter that much. But what it does, it eliminates all the sort of bumps and stuff. It's a coating resin effectively, but it's also UV resistant, so you will not have a problem with sun exposure and decoloring and all that kind of nonsense. So I think I will coat it now, because it's a lot easier. Then once it's all coated, then I can just trim it, take it out, and effectively the part is ready. Yeah, that's the plan. So that one weighs 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram and 40 grams. So I saved half a kilogram. I mean, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, but I think the benefit from improved aerodynamics is gonna make up for it. Anyways, guys, in an ideal world I would fit this and then show you, but I think that's enough content for one video. So here you are. This is how you make custom one-off air dam or any other part using skin. A couple of weeks it takes, but I think the results are fantastic. Still not sure how I'm gonna attach it, but maybe I'll let you know in the next video. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want any custom carbon fiber or Kevlar parts, hit me up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.